You guys are gonna love my saucy braised chicken recipe. The chicken comes out perfectly tender and has so much flavor. I'm Justin from Cooking with Coit. I specialize in clean comfort cooking. And remember, if you love this video, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. Let's get started. First, let's go over all the ingredients you need to make this recipe. 1 whole chicken cut up into 8 pieces. Tomato paste, lemon juice, bay leaves, red pepper flakes, flour, olives, oregano, rosemary, garlic, chicken broth, an onion, and salt and pepper. And the only special cooking tool you're gonna need for this recipe is a baking dish like this, roughly 9 by 13. Guys, I am so excited to show you this saucy braised chicken recipe today. Some of my most favorite recipes of all time are braised chicken recipes. And the reason for that is that the chicken becomes so tender after it's all done, and it's just the perfect Sunday night dinner. It makes your stomach feel so warm and happy. It's the perfect comfort food. So I'm really excited for this one. First thing we're gonna do is to start by slicing 1 medium onion very thin. This onion is quite large, so I probably am gonna use about 3/4 of it. Make sure you cut these onions really thin. Guys, I completely forgot to tell you, as I almost always do, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit if you haven't done so already. Next, we need to slice our garlic very thin, just like we did with the onion. Next, we need to cut our pitted olives in half. This step, to be honest, is a little annoying and a little time consuming, but I think it's well worth it for the end result. And guys, make sure you buy pitted olives. You definitely don't want olives with pits in them. That is not gonna work for this recipe. Next, we're gonna be seasoning our chicken with salt and pepper. Be as liberal as you want with this. There is no exact measurement. And don't forget to season the underside of the chicken as well. So now you guys need to grab out a big pan, put your heat on high, and then add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil into the pan. You don't have to measure if you don't want to. That should be fine. Now we are going to sear the chicken in batches, and because we're working with a whole chicken, you're probably gonna have to do it in 2 batches. So let's start skin side down, and we are going to sear this chicken for just about 2 to 3 minutes per side until it's nice and golden. So now that we have the first batch of chicken perfectly seared, now we're gonna transfer it into our baking dish, and we're gonna work on searing the second batch of chicken. So now that we're totally done searing the chicken, the next thing we're gonna do is to keep these chicken juices in the pan. Do not wipe this pan out if you can help it. The reason for that is that there is a ton of great flavor from the rendered fat and a little bit of that olive oil still in the pan, so we are going to use it. Next, let's grab out our onions that we sliced very thin and drop them right into the pan. So one other note, guys, if you haven't done so already, turn down the heat of your burner to just about a saute, so about a medium-low heat. And now we're gonna saute these onions until they've just turned translucent. Our onions are looking so beautiful. So next step, we wanna add in our garlic, as well as our olives. Drop in your rosemary. So I'm using fresh rosemary here. I'm actually growing rosemary in my backyard, so it was easy to grab. If you don't have access to fresh rosemary, or it's just too much of a pain to get it at the store, don't worry about it, you can skip it. We're also gonna be adding 1 teaspoon of oregano, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, and I really feel like the tomato paste is the hero ingredient in this recipe, and you're gonna see why in a second. And now we're gonna add a 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. We're gonna let this all saute together for just about 2 minutes. Now you need to grab out your flour. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon straight into the pan. And the flour is gonna be responsible for thickening up the sauce that we're gonna be making here in a minute. We're gonna let this saute for only 1 minute more. So guys, at this point, I want you to turn your heat down to low, and then we are going to be adding 2 cups of chicken broth. And now we're gonna add the juice of 1 lemon. Let's give this a little bit of stir just to get everything well combined. And then finally, we're gonna be dropping in our 3 bay leaves. All right, guys, so now we are going to combine everything together. So grab out your onions and garlic, your sauce mixture, and then we are going to pour it straight over the top of the chicken, just like so. So guys, here's a very important tip. Make sure that your onions are not covering the top of the chicken too much. The reason for that is that we wanna let the tops of the chicken crisp up even more than it already has. So just push the onions and the sauce mixture just around the chicken, just kind of nestle it in there. And make sure those bay leaves are in the liquid fully. If you've got a little bit of onions on top of the chicken, it's not the end of the world. Just try to get most of them in and around and under the chicken. All right, this chicken is ready for the oven. We're gonna pop it in there and let it cook for anywhere between 45 and 60 minutes until the internal temperature of the chicken has reached 165 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, guys, the timer just went off. Let's check and see how we did with the chicken. Ooh, guys, this looks so incredible. The tomato paste in this recipe gives such a nice deep red color, and that's offset and contrasted by the beautiful greens of the rosemary and the olives, and you wouldn't believe the aroma and the flavors. It just smells absolutely incredible. I cannot wait to give this a try, but before I do, if you love this recipe and you wanna see more just like it, check out my healthy recipes playlist. Okay, let's get into it. Look how juicy that looks. Oh my God, it's gonna be so good. This saucy braised chicken is my absolute most favorite chicken dish right now. I love making it on weeknights because it's really not that hard. It doesn't take that long to make. And the mix of the onions and garlic and the olives all stewing together with the rosemary and the tomato paste, it just tastes so incredible. I know you guys are gonna love this recipe. I'll see you in the next video.